In this presentation, we have discussed the importance of effective body language in corporate world. As the global village continues to shrink and cultures collide, it is essential for all of us to become more sensitive, more aware, and more observant to the myriad emotions, gestures, and body language that surround us each day. As many of us cross over cultural borders, it would be fitting for us to respect, learn, and understand more about the effective yet powerful silent language of gestures. The study of body movement and expression is known as kinetics. Humans pride themselves on their seemingly unique ability to verbalize feelings and ideas. While the mouth tells one story, gestures and posture may tell a different story. Body language is a form of mental and physical ability of human non-verbal communication, which consists of body posture, gestures, facial expressions, and eye movements. Humans send and interpret such signals almost entirely consciously. Body language may provide clues as to the attitude or state of mind of a person. For example, it may indicate aggression, attentiveness, boredom, relaxed state, pleasure, amusement, and intoxication, among many other clues. Body language can show feelings to other people which works in return for other people. People who show their body language to you can reveal their feelings and meanings. As stated by Jarvis Barge, that human communication consists of 93% body language and paralinguistic cues, while only 7% of communication consists of words themselves. However, others assert that 60 and 70% of all meaning is derived from non-verbal behavior. Body language plays a big role in intuition, as it gives us messages about the other person that we can interpret at an intuitive level. In today's hard world, you don't just have to be able to talk the talk, instead, you must walk the talk. Gestures and body language communicate as effectively as words, maybe even more effectively. We use gestures daily most instinctively, from beckoning to a waiter or punctuating a business presentation with visual signals to airport ground attendants, guiding an airline pilot into the jetway, or a parent using a whole dictionary of gestures to teach a child. Taking gestures out of context requires a good understanding of body language. How to trigger positive emotions, how to ensure you are not interpreted, how to create instant rapport and trust, how to know when someone is lying, how to deal with rude and aggressive people. Gestures should be observed in clusters to provide a more accurate picture of a person being observed. Each gesture is like a sentence. The sum total of postures and gestures relate a non-verbal story. The image shown in the slide depicts that an adult bringing the little finger to the edge of the mouth. This shows deep thinking over a matter and might also be used while observing something. Sometimes adults will refrain from using hands and bite lower lip, purse lips, or skew mouth from side to side. Flashbulb eyes is an involuntary and dramatic widening of the eyes performed in situations of intense emotion such as the anger, surprise, and fear. The palm, historically an open palm, has signified honesty, true elegance, and submission. You should always make an eye contact while speaking information that shows attention and interest, and also while inviting and controlling interaction. While providing feedback during speech, eye contact is must. Making eye contact while speaking reflects positive attitude. The image shown on the left side shows an appeal or request to others, while on the right side a desire to stop or hold something down. Palms up expresses submission. Palms down expresses authority, and closed palm with extended finger expresses authority that borders on tyranny. Now let's see handshake gestures. Three basic attitudes are transmitted through the handshake, which are dominance, submission, and equality. Dominance is shown by turning hands so that palm is facing down during the handshake. Submission is shown by turning hand so that palm is facing upwards during the handshake. Equality is shown by turning palm that it faces neither up nor downwards. The hands. This gesture can have several meanings. When clenched hands are held by chest level or against body, that is, this is often indication of personal pleading. Hand clenching not next to body is a signal of frustration or negativity. Hand chop an aggressive gesture that speakers sometimes use when they want to accent what is being said. Although this is a forceful gesture, it does not have the violent connotation as does the chopping fist with extending finger. Hand steepling, used by individuals who feel confident. When steepled hands are in raised position, the individual is usually speaking, such as offering ideas, comments, etc. When hands are in lowered position, individual usually is listening. Researchers have noted that women tend to use the lowered steeple position more than the raised position. Next is thumb impression. Presentation of thumbs is a gesture which signals superiority or dominance. Often displayed from pockets and usually part of gesture cluster that signals an authoritative attitude. Hand to chin and cheek depicts indifference or boredom gesture. Left image shows resting jaw and cheek against hand as though to support weight of hand. The more resistance from the hand, the greater degree of boredom. Right image shows a gesture of interest. If the hand is closed and resting on cheek with index finger extended towards temple, indicates interest. Men tend to hold their head in a vertical position, whereas women tend to tilt their head when using this gesture. The image in the slide shows how to form a decision gesture. One hand moves to the lower jaw and begins chin stroking. Now let's see deceit gestures, which is reflected by hand to mouth, ear or eye. Hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. Let's understand what are deceit gestures. Deceit gestures are some common signals or signs that someone may be lying or being deceitful. Being able to recognize when someone is being deceitful or even downright lying is a very useful skill you absolutely need to learn. Following are several ways in which someone might signal to you that they are being deceitful. Left image shows the mouth guard gesture. When an individual's hand covers mouth partially or entirely, a signal is that he or she is exaggerating or lying. If, however, someone covers his mouth while you are speaking, it indicates that listener doesn't believe you. Right image shows a modified version of mouth guard gesture. Maybe psychological reason for this gesture. Researchers determined that lying can cause sensitive nerve endings at base of nose to tingle and itch. Hand to neck. Back neck rubbing has a couple of meanings. Sometimes people who are lying will rub back of neck while looking down and avoiding your gaze. Other times this gesture is a signal of frustration or anger. Hand behind head. Clasped hands behind head is an indication of that individual is relaxed. If individual is also being leaning back and has chin lifted, this indicates feeling of superiority or smugness. Folded arms in left image may be a response to the cold. This posture signifies a defensive or insecure attitude. If both hands are tucked under armpits, this generally signifies a response to the cold. Folded arms with clenched fists in right image indicate defensive and hostile feelings. This posture might also be accompanied by clamped jaw and flushed face. Arm gripping. This variation of arm folding usually indicates insecurity and fear. Sophisticated arm cross barriers. This posture is often intermittent and takes place when one arm reaches across the chest to touch a watch, shirt, cuff, shirt button or bracelet, etc. This gesture provides a discreet, temporary barrier every time Someone adjusts a watch band or straightens a shirt sleeve. In the left image, it's shown ankle on knee, sometimes referred to as the cowboy pose, sometimes referred to as cowboy pose, and is a predominantly male form of leg crossing in the Western world, particularly in US. This posture is not acceptable in Middle East since any display of the sole of a shoe is an insult. The right image shows crossing at the knee, a relaxed social leg crossing posture that is assumed by both men and women in Europe. Generally in America, this posture is limited to females and thought to be essentially effeminate. Left image shows ankle to ankle leg cross. This is considered the most polite, demure form of leg crossing, used by people posing for formal pictures and sends a message of proper form and decorum. Foot tapping or wagging. Repetitive tapping or wagging of the foot is an indication of impatience, boredom, or nervousness. The redundant foot movements are said to reflect a latent desire to run away. Language of the hair, head, and face. Left image shows a head tilted slightly. A slight tilt of the head to one side indicates interest on that individual's part. Seems to be an inherent gesture and is not limited to the human species. Women tend to use the head tilt gesture more than men do. In the right image, hair twisting is generally a sign of nervous distraction. A variation of this is the twisting of a neck or chin. Body language can show feelings to other people, which works in return for other people. People who show their body language to you can reveal their feelings and meanings. In this presentation, we have tried to explain many frequently observed and important gestures. Understanding of body language and gestures will help you acquire skills required to stay away from false behaviors of others and develop efficient way to communicate. In next presentation, we will discuss about how to acquire leadership skills.